Look around for a moment. The world has never rewarded people simply because they were kind. It has never guaranteed victory to those who work the hardest. Every day, decent people are overlooked, honest people are replaced, loyal people are betrayed by the very hands they once trusted. It's an uncomfortable truth, but ignoring it won't make it disappear. Beneath the surface of every workplace, every friendship, every family, there is another force quietly shaping outcomes. That force is power. Right now, someone is gaining an advantage while you don't even realize the game has begun. The coworker who congratulates you in public may be claiming your achievements behind closed doors. The friend who laughs beside you may secretly resent every step of your success. Even those who claim to support you can become your loudest critics the moment your back is turned. Life isn't always a battlefield you can see. More often, it's a silent contest of perception, influence, and strategy. And if you don't understand the rules, you're not choosing the game, you're simply becoming someone else's move. More than 5 centuries ago, Niccolò Machiavelli recognized this reality with startling clarity. He watched kingdoms rise only to collapse from within. He witnessed loyalty transform into ambition, alliances dissolve into betrayal, and ordinary men become rulers simply because they understood human nature better than everyone around them. If Machiavelli were alive today, he wouldn't complain about injustice or wait for fairness. He would move quietly, think strategically, and let everyone believe they were in control while he guided the outcome from the shadows. In this video, you'll discover his 21 timeless laws of power adapted for the modern world. Master them, and people will begin to see you differently. You'll speak with greater authority, move with greater confidence, and earn respect without demanding it. Before we begin, remember this one sentence: I don't chase power, I become it. Rule 1. Never show all your cards. The first mistake most people make is believing that complete honesty is always a strength. It isn't. In the game of power, transparency is often an invitation to exploitation. The moment people know everything about you, you've already surrendered your advantage. They study your talents so they can imitate them. They memorize your weaknesses so they can use them against you when the time is right. Think carefully about the people around you, your coworkers, your friends, even members of your own family. Most of them aren't secretly planning your success. They're quietly measuring your limits. They're paying attention to what excites you, what frightens you, what frustrates you, and what you're trying to accomplish. The more predictable you become, the easier it is for others to anticipate your next move. And once they can predict you, controlling you becomes effortless. This is why true power has always lived inside mystery. The less people understand about your intentions, the more carefully they move around you. Uncertainty creates hesitation. Hesitation creates influence. Let people wonder what you're thinking instead of explaining yourself. Let them question your next move instead of announcing it. Speak less, observe more. Allow your silence to create questions that words never could. A man who cannot be read cannot be easily defeated. Protect your private life. Guard your ambitions. Keep your next move hidden until it becomes impossible to stop. Reveal only the information that strengthens your position, never the details that expose your vulnerabilities. As Machiavelli warned, never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. The road to power begins the moment you become impossible to read. Rule 2. Control your emotions or someone else. Nothing destroys power faster than emotional weakness. The instant you lose your temper, you've already lost your advantage. Anger reveals your pressure points. Fear exposes your insecurities. Desperation tells people exactly where to strike. Human nature is remarkably observant. The moment someone discovers what triggers your emotions, they no longer have to fight you. They simply push the right button and wait for you to defeat yourself. The strongest person in the room is rarely the loudest. It's the one who remains calm while everyone else is consumed by chaos. He hears the insults, but doesn't rush to defend himself. He recognizes betrayal without allowing it to dictate his decisions. While others drown in emotion, he stands firm like a rock in the middle of a raging river, unmoved by the current surrounding him. Life constantly tests your emotional discipline. A coworker may deliberately provoke you just to see whether you'll explode. A friend may joke about your deepest insecurity, hoping you'll react. These moments are never random. They are quiet tests of self-control. Every emotional reaction gives away valuable information about you. When you refuse to react, something remarkable happens. The balance of power shifts. Your silence becomes unsettling. A calm smile becomes more intimidating than an angry argument. Patience forces other people to question themselves, while you remain in complete control of yours. Machiavelli understood that the greatest victory is not over another person, but over yourself. Master your emotions first, and you'll discover that influencing others becomes far easier than fighting them. Rule 3. Make yourself impossible to replace. Many people spend their lives trying to be liked. The powerful pursue something far more valuable. They become needed. Affection is fragile. Utility endures. The person who can be easily replaced will always struggle for respect. But the person whose absence causes the system to collapse holds invisible authority, whether others admit it or not. Don't chase loyalty. Create dependency. Become the one who always has the answer. The skill, the connection, or the insight that others quietly rely on. Your value should solve problems that few others can solve. Your manager may not admire your personality, but if critical work stops the moment you're gone, your position becomes difficult to challenge. Friends may feel jealous of your success, yet they'll hesitate to distance themselves if your advice, experience, or network continues to benefit them. Even rivals think twice before attacking someone they cannot afford to lose. Dependency is one of the quietest forms of power because it rarely looks like power at all. People believe they're making independent choices, while in reality, they're constantly adjusting their actions around the person they need most. That is why the smartest strategists never beg for approval. They build value that cannot be substituted. Once people depend on what only you can provide, influence follows naturally. And influence, not popularity, is the foundation upon which lasting power is built. Rule 4. Master the art of disguise. The world rewards those who reveal less than they know. The moment people understand your intentions, they begin preparing against you. That's why the powerful never expose their ambitions too early. They appear calm while building influence. They seem ordinary while gaining strength. They let others underestimate them until it's too late. This isn't deception for its own sake. It's strategy. People attack obvious threats, but ignore the ones they can't see. History's greatest leaders hid their plans behind patience, humility, and charm. The same rule applies today. Don't announce every goal. Don't reveal every thought. Let people believe they've figured you out, while your real progress happens in silence. As Machiavelli wrote, those who seek to deceive will always find people willing to be deceived. Hide your strength until revealing it becomes unavoidable. Rule 5. Strike first. Power rewards action. While most people hesitate, someone else is already moving. Opportunities disappear because others act first. Promotions, business deals, and influence rarely belong to those who wait. The powerful understand timing. They know patience is different from hesitation. When the right moment arrives, they move with confidence. If they sense opportunity, they seize it. If they recognize danger, they respond before it grows. This doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means preparing carefully, then committing completely. A decisive first move often forces everyone else to react instead of lead. Machiavelli understood that those who act first shape the game. Those who hesitate end up playing by someone else's rules. Rule 6. Protect your reputation. Your reputation enters the room before you do. People judge you long before they know the facts. They decide whether you're capable, trustworthy, or weak based on the story they've already heard. In the game of power, perception often matters more than reality. That's why your reputation is one of your greatest assets. A single, careless mistake or damaging rumor can erase years of hard work. Most people won't search for the truth. They'll believe what fits the image they already have. The powerful protect their name relentlessly. They avoid unnecessary drama, stay above petty conflicts, and let their achievements strengthen their credibility. Every visible success reinforces authority. Once people see you as competent, they begin treating you that way before you prove yourself again. Opportunities appear more easily. Rivals think twice before challenging you. Respect becomes your advantage. Machiavelli warned every ruler to avoid becoming despised. Your reputation is both your shield and your weapon. Guard it carefully, because when your name commands respect, your power speaks long before you do. Rule 7. Keep your plans invisible. The fastest way to lose an advantage is to reveal it too early. The moment people know your goals, they begin finding ways to block them. Some will discourage you out of jealousy. Others will copy your ideas or move before you do. Every plan you expose becomes easier to attack. The powerful understand that strategy grows in silence. Your goals are assets, not conversations. The less people know, the fewer opportunities they have to interfere. Look at the most successful people. They rarely announce what they're building. They work quietly and let results speak for themselves. By the time others notice, it's already too late to stop them. Protect your next move. When people ask about your plans, don't reveal everything. Smile, stay calm, and keep building behind the scenes. Surprise is one of the greatest forms of power because no one can defend against what they never saw coming. As Machiavelli taught, hidden plans create visible victories. Rule 8. Use absence to increase your value. Being everywhere makes you ordinary. The more available you become, the easier people take you for granted. Constant attention lowers your value while scarcity increases it. What is rare naturally becomes desirable. Think about the people you respect most. They don't chase attention. They appear with purpose, make an impact, and disappear. Their presence carries weight because it isn't constant. Strategic distance creates curiosity. Curiosity grows into respect. Respect becomes influence. Stepping back also reveals who truly values you. Some people only appreciate your convenience, not your presence. Absence exposes the difference faster than words ever could. Machiavelli understood that people chase what is difficult to obtain. You don't need to be available to everyone. Sometimes your strongest move is to disappear. Keep building in silence and return stronger than before. Rule 9. Turn enemies into stepping stones. If you're making progress, you'll create enemies. The moment you begin rising, someone will resent your success. Most people fear this. The powerful expect it. An enemy is more than an opponent. They're a source of information. Their criticism reveals your weaknesses. Their resistance shows where you need to improve. Their obsession proves you're already on their mind. Instead of reacting with anger, use their negativity as fuel. Let doubt strengthen your discipline. Let criticism sharpen your strategy. Even gossip can spread your reputation farther than your own words. The smartest strategists don't always rush to destroy their enemies. Sometimes it's better to let them watch. While they waste time criticizing and competing with you, you keep moving forward. Their focus stays on you, while your focus stays on your goals. Eventually, success becomes the only answer you need. No revenge is more powerful than becoming impossible to ignore. As Machiavelli advised, never waste force when strategy will do. Don't let your enemies control your emotions. Let them strengthen your resolve. Their resistance is often proof that you're moving in the right direction. Rule 10. Reward. Loyalty, but never depend on it. Loyalty is valuable, but it is never guaranteed. Today, someone may promise to stand beside you. Tomorrow, a better opportunity may pull them away. That's not always betrayal. It's human nature. Most people stay loyal only while it serves their interests. The powerful understand this. They appreciate loyalty, reward it, and never take it for granted. Trust should be earned, but never become your only defense. Real security comes from leverage, not promises. When people benefit from your success, their loyalty becomes stronger because leaving carries a cost. That's the kind of loyalty that lasts. Always prepare for change. Keep alternatives ready. Never place your future in someone else's hands. If betrayal comes, don't waste time chasing explanations. Adapt, replace, and move forward. As Machiavelli warned, it is often safer to be feared than loved. Value loyalty, but build your position so well that no betrayal can destroy you. Rule 11. Keep people earning their place. Power weakens when people become too comfortable. The moment someone believes their position is guaranteed, effort begins to fade. Ambition disappears. Standards fall. That's why great leaders never allow complacency to grow. The powerful create quiet competition. They make trust, responsibility, and opportunity something to be earned, not expected. People naturally work harder when they know their value must be maintained. This isn't about manipulation. It's about protecting excellence. Reward good performance, but don't hand out approval automatically. Let your trust carry weight. Make your attention meaningful instead of predictable. History proves this again and again. Strong leaders surrounded themselves with capable people who understood that influence had to be earned every day. Allies stayed sharp because they knew someone else could replace them. Rivals hesitated because they never knew who truly held the leader's confidence. As Machiavelli observed, people are driven by love and fear. When your respect becomes a privilege instead of a guarantee, you inspire discipline without ever raising your voice. Rule 12. Let silence speak for you. Most people think power belongs to the loudest voice. They're wrong. Every time you speak, you reveal something, your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions. The more you explain yourself, the more information you give away. Silence creates the opposite effect. When you say, less people begin filling the silence themselves. They wonder what you're thinking. They question what you know. Curiosity creates tension, and tension creates influence. The powerful don't rush to speak. They observe first. They choose their words carefully, which gives every sentence more weight. Their silence makes people listen long before they open their mouths. Silence is especially powerful during conflict. In an argument, it frustrates emotional people. In negotiations, it pressures others to keep talking, often revealing more than they intended. In everyday life, mystery naturally draws attention. Machiavelli understood that wise leaders observed more than they spoke. Those who listen carefully usually learn far more than those who constantly seek to be heard. Speak only when your words improve the silence. Watch patiently. Let others reveal themselves while you remain impossible to read. In the game of power, silence is often your strongest weapon. Rule 13. Eliminate threats. Early. Every major problem starts small. A rumor becomes a ruined reputation. A quiet competitor becomes your replacement. A jealous person becomes an open enemy. The powerful understand one-truth threats are easiest to stop before they grow. Pay attention to the people around you. The coworker competing in silence, the friend who constantly criticizes the person spreading subtle gossip. Left unchecked, they gain confidence. What begins as irritation can become a serious obstacle. Power requires vigilance, not emotion. Sometimes the answer is creating distance. Sometimes it's removing someone's influence. Other times it's becoming so successful that their attacks no longer matter. History rewards those who act early, not those who react too late. As Machiavelli understood, wise rulers solve problems before they become crises. Protect your position while the threat is still small. Rule 14. Never fight battles that don't matter. Not every battle deserves your attention. Weak people react to everything. Every insult becomes an argument. Every criticism demands a response. In the end, they waste their energy proving they're right instead of becoming successful. The powerful ask a different question. What do I gain by winning this fight If the answer is only temporary satisfaction, they walk away. People will constantly try to distract you with office politics, online arguments, and meaningless drama. Every minute spent defending your ego is a minute stolen from building your future. Great strategists protect their focus. They invest their energy only where it increases influence, opportunity, or long-term success. Sometimes silence is the strongest response because it denies your opponent the attention they wanted. As Machiavelli taught, those who command others must first command themselves. Guard your attention. Choose your battles wisely. The throne belongs to those who know when not to fight. Rule 15. Always appear strong. Power depends as much on perception as reality. People respond to what they believe they see. If you appear uncertain, they'll question you. If you appear vulnerable, they'll look for ways to exploit you. But when you project confidence, people hesitate before challenging you. Life will test everyone. Failure, betrayal, and disappointment are unavoidable. The difference is that powerful people don't let hardship define their public image. They recover in private and return stronger than before. This isn't pretending. It's discipline. Most attacks begin only after weakness becomes visible. By staying composed, you remove the opportunity before it appears. Whether you're leading a meeting, negotiating a deal, or facing conflict, carry yourself with calm confidence. Speak with purpose. Move with certainty. Let your presence communicate strength before your words ever do. Behind closed doors, learn, heal, and rebuild. But when you step into the world, let people see resilience, not defeat. Machiavelli wrote that everyone sees your appearance while few know your true nature. The powerful understand this well. They don't just shape reality, they shape perception. And in the game of power, perception often becomes reality. Rule 16. Build your power in the shadows. Real power is built in silence. The people who constantly seek attention often expose themselves before they're strong enough to defend their position. The truly powerful do the opposite. They work while others talk. They build skills, relationships, and resources without announcing every step. Hidden progress is difficult to stop. Your enemies can't attack what they don't know exists. By the time they recognize your influence, you've already moved beyond their reach. History rewards those who are patient. Great leaders didn't reveal every ambition. They built quietly, formed alliances carefully, and acted only when success was within reach. Protect your vision while it's still growing. Let your results speak louder than your promises. Every silent move increases the impact of your arrival. As Machiavelli taught, wisdom belongs to those who act while others hesitate. Build your empire where no one is looking. Rule 17. Let consequences protect your boundaries. Kindness earns affection. Boundaries earn respect. When people believe there are no consequences for crossing you, they eventually will. Small acts of disrespect become bigger ones until your patience is mistaken for weakness. This doesn't require cruelty. It requires consistency. When someone violates your standards, respond with action, not emotion. Sometimes that means creating distance. Sometimes it means removing trust. Sometimes it means walking away without explanation. The strongest people rarely argue. Their boundaries speak for them. One firm decision often carries more weight than 100 angry words. Fear isn't about intimidation. It's about making people understand that every choice has a price. In business, friendships, and leadership, respect grows when others know your principles are non-negotiable. Machiavelli famously said, "It's safer to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Let people admire you, but make sure they also understand that your trust and respect can be lost. Rule 18. Control information. Control the game. Information is power, but only when it's controlled. Most people reveal too much. They share every idea, every plan, and every emotion without realizing they're giving away their advantage. The powerful reveal only what serves their purpose and keep the rest hidden. People cannot sabotage what they don't understand. They cannot stop plans they never see coming. Uncertainty forces others to guess, and guessing creates hesitation. Control what people know when they know it and how they understand it. A well-timed silence or carefully chosen message can redirect attention while your real strategy unfolds unnoticed. As Machiavelli understood, perception shapes reality. The person who controls the narrative often controls the outcome. Speak with intention. Conceal with discipline. In the end, influence belongs not to the loudest voice, but to the one who decides what everyone else gets to know. Rule 19. Eliminate weakness before it spreads. Weakness never stays small. It spreads. Spend enough time around people who complain, avoid responsibility, or constantly create drama, and eventually their mindset becomes your environment. They drain your energy, steal your focus, and slow your progress. The people closest to you either sharpen your ambition or quietly destroy it. The powerful protect their circle with discipline. They surround themselves with people who are loyal, capable, and driven. Those who bring excuses instead of solutions are removed, not out of cruelty, but out of necessity. Every moment you tolerate negativity is a moment you lose momentum. This rule also applies to yourself. Procrastination, fear, comfort, self-doubt. These hidden weaknesses quietly shape your future if you refuse to confront them. As Machiavelli believed, a ruler is judged by those around him. Your future is determined by the people and the habits you allow to remain. Rule 20. Never become predictable. Predictability is the enemy of power. The moment people know your next move, they know how to stop it. They anticipate your decisions, prepare their response, and slowly take control of the game. The powerful stay difficult to read. This doesn't mean acting randomly. It means refusing to become obvious. Change your timing. Adjust your strategy. Sometimes appear when no one expects you. Sometimes disappear when everyone assumes you'll stay. Uncertainty forces people to hesitate, and hesitation creates opportunity. The same principle works in conversation. A pause, a calm smile, a question instead of an answer. These simple moments create mystery, and mystery commands attention. As Machiavelli observed, everyone sees your appearance, but few ever know who you truly are. Keep your rivals guessing, your allies curious, and your intentions hidden. The unknown is often your greatest defense. Rule 21. Build a legacy, not just attention. Most people chase applause. The powerful build something that survives without it. They don't measure success by today's recognition. They think years ahead. Every decision is made with the future in mind. That's the difference between noise and legacy. A legacy lives beyond your presence. It's the business you build, the reputation you earn, the people you inspire, and the systems that continue working after you're gone. Real influence doesn't depend on constant visibility. The quiet strategist plants seeds, steps back, and lets the results speak. Ask yourself one question. If I disappeared tomorrow, what would remain because I was here? If the answer is very little, you're still thinking too small. Machiavelli understood that true power isn't measured by how loudly you speak, but by how deeply your actions continue to shape others long after you've fallen silent. That is the final lesson. Power isn't something you display. It's something you build, protect, and leave behind. Now you've seen the world through a different lens, not as a place ruled by fairness, but as a game shaped by perception, strategy, discipline, and influence. A world where masks matter, where silence often speaks louder than words, where victories are rarely accidental, and every meaningful move is made long before anyone else notices it. The people who remain unaware of these rules spend their lives reacting. They become pieces on someone else's board, chasing approval, explaining themselves, and wondering why success always seems to belong to someone else. The people who understand these principles play a different game. They observe before they act. They build before they reveal. They choose patience over impulse, strategy over emotion, and purpose over pride. They don't wait for opportunities to appear. They quietly position themselves so opportunities have no choice but to find them. But knowledge alone changes nothing. These 21 principles are not meant to be admired. they are meant to be practiced. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to master restraint. Every setback becomes a chance to strengthen your discipline. Every difficult decision becomes another stone in the foundation of the life you're quietly building. So from this moment forward, move with intention. Speak only when your words create value. Observe more than you explain. Protect your plans until they become reality. Let your actions surprise people more often than your promises ever could. Allow the world to wonder why criticism no longer shakes you, why obstacles seem to make you stronger instead of weaker, why the games that once distracted you no longer have any influence over your direction. Never forget this truth. Power is not something you seize in a single moment. It is something you build through hundreds of disciplined decisions that no one else ever sees. Every choice you make, every emotion you master, every strategic silence you embrace adds another brick to the fortress you're constructing around your future.